with stars and moon. So we're talking about the sapphire, the deep blue sapphire of Yissachar, and it says in Divrei Hayamim, from the sons of Yissachar, those who understand the times. Before we had calendars, they knew how to calculate it. And they're the tribe that stands for Torah, for wisdom and for Torah. And so the tablets of the Torah that we just received, they were made entirely of sapphire. And that's how Moshe got rich, from the broken tablets. He got all those broken pieces. And apparently they were more worth at that time. And it says also that the throne in Yecheskel, that Hashem's throne was, it says, like the appearance of a sapphire stone was the likeness of the throne. So that's something so beautiful in Yecheskel.
We just read that last week in the Torah.
I don't think we learned it. Yeah, this maybe, yeah, you're right. Thank you.
I have a yellow sapphire.
Really? That's it. But usually they're that color.
That's very rare.
That's rare. So it is also a segula for the eyes. So I get the tearing, and every time I would demonstrate, I'll demonstrate on you as well. That's kind of green, interesting. Like pass it over the eyes. It's supposed to be good for the eyes. Sapphire. Each one, like I said, sometimes it says how to use it. I forgot to say about the odem that it says should be worn on the skin directly and rather as a necklace than as a ring, actually.
And there's some gemstone that you put it in your mouth when you're going to a court hearing, just to help you win. That's cool.
Wow.
Which one?
Which one is that?
It's in the Torah. There's some
Interesting.
that says that. I remember which
That
one.
I didn't see. I'm gonna check that. That's interesting. So it's the color of humility. This dark blue is the color of humility and lowliness. Good for old and good for young. Because the segula is for the eyes when you pass it over, and it also enlightens the eye, or that could be more like perception, because wisdom, that kind of thing. Of course, and it's good for a swelling in any part of the body. And I thought maybe because it's a stone for humility, so any swelling is like the opposite of humility. It wants to like chametz, they want to be puffed up. And I'll say the same. If someone has a headache, engage, let him engage in the Torah. So that's, since this represents Torah, so can also be good for a headache. And so now is the question, oh, whoa, it's really late. See, this is what always happens. So that's where we got up to for today. And the rest you can see on your handout what it says. I just do want to say two very short things about the other ones. I'm going to just now say what I remember by heart. Shavor, the turquoise, and I'm going to pass around this necklace soon. The turquoise is called Shavor, and that is me. It's for Naphtali, who was the rider. He's running fast, okay, and it makes him sit on the horse. And in French, actually, a horse is called cheval. It's similar to Shavor, and so
this is his territory. Tzfat is a part of his territory.
Part of the saddle.
Naphtali, this is his. We're in his territory.
Oh, so that we cannot skip. Yes. Oh, yeah, and I love Naphtali and I love turquoise. Yeah. And so. Okay, so that's true. So we would think that it should be connected to Yissachar, but it's not. Okay, but it's every, there's wisdom in every one of the tribes. But this is, so that is based, Naphtali's tikkun is to be, so this is your tikkun here, to feel steady while you are involved in turbulence, because he was always the runner and running. To placed opposite the heart, that's it. This stone, it steadies turbulence and shields the heart from distress and pain, and it brings calm and stability and strengthens the person in matters of connection and unity. It's about unity, and Naphtali means petil, which is is a string, and Naphtali is the one actually that connected Rachel and Leah. When Naphtali was born, Rachel says, Naphtali Hashem niftaltalti, I was tied to my sister with divine ties, begam yacholti, something like that. I don't remember it exactly by heart, but this is the stone that when Naphtali was born, that's when the real unity between Rachel and Leah could be totally expressed. And so that is about connection and unity, okay? And true liberty, not impulsive flight. This is the city of liberty, Tzfat. You have the clock tower, almost like the Statue of Liberty. Okay. So now the rest of them, I'm just going to say really quick. Achlama. Rabbeinu Bachi doesn't say anything about it. So it's God, but it comes from the word, like la'achlim means to get better and to get strength. Like we say haklama, you get better. It's another way of saying refuah shlema, achlama, recuperation. But it means getting strength.
It's good for addictions.
It's good for addiction, right? That's right. And so, and it's good for guarding against harm, because God was on the border on the other side of the Jordan, and there was a lot of not pirates, what are they called, marauders, that he had to always protect from. So it's a stone of protection. That's why people say it's good for falling asleep. Here's the amethyst. This is Rachel's amethyst. It's good for falling asleep because it keeps you calm, even when you have to defend yourself. It keeps you calm. Because when you can't fall asleep, it's like a war in your head. Okay, now Tarshish, I'm saying it really quick.
Yeah.
It is Asher, and that is where the beautiful olive tree grows. And so that is a stone that when you grind it up, it becomes like oil, like rich oil, like it says about Asher, that his bread is rich, like it's with oil, the olive oil. Also good, effective for curing eye diseases. Maybe that one, the Tarshish, the aquamarine, is the best for cataract and removes fear and anxiety. Okay, as you see. Now the Shoham, that's something really interesting. That's Joseph's stone. I did get it back. I'm just like, I can't. So, that's interesting. Shoham is the same letters as Hashem. And that was always what we know about Yosef when Pharaoh said, I heard you can interpret my dream. No, Hashem will interpret Pharaoh's dream. And because he always went to Hashem, he was always successful. And just like Yosef was able to influence king, this is good for someone who's wants to have influence. But it's also a protective stone, just like Yosef needed to be protected.
It's also grounding.
What?
It's also grounding.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because anything black it's like close to the ground.
And so the last stone here is jasper. Everybody agrees it's a jasper. It's the same word. But in Hebrew, yashpeh means there is a mouth. What does that mean, there is a mouth? Benjamin wasn't sure if he should tell his father about the sale of Joseph or not. Because his father was mourning. He sees his father suffering. He thinks that Joseph is dead. And he so much wanted to tell. He had a mouth and he wanted to tell him. But he went through so many, like the deliberations. Should I not say, for this reason, for that reason? And in the end, he decided, I'm not meant to say. And because of that, jasper has so many different colors, because of all this deliberation of Binyamin. And he held himself back. So this stone helps to stop bleeding, just like Binyamin, he held himself back. That's a very important tikkun. Like for someone like me, I'm working very hard. Sometimes, it's better. You don't say back. You just keep your mouth shut. Like when someone says something ridiculous and accuses you, and it's not true, and Hashem knows it. Don't defend yourself, because then you're going to waste time. And we don't have time for this. Life is too short. There's too much to do. Just let it go. And when you keep your mouth shut, and then an angel is created and light is created that's greater than the highest angel. We just keep quiet, and we can pray when someone insults and embarrasses us. Not say it back. Not say it back. Then that's what Rabbi Nachman talks about. That Ishma bizayon v'ishtok. You should hear other people's. It's actually now I welcome it. I try it. Not always, depends how bad it is. But I try. I'm working on that. When someone gives me an embarrassing thing or bizayon, like a negative thing, I say thank you, because it's a kapara for me. And I say for myself, I don't say anything back. Not thank you, and not that's not true. Nothing. So this we learn from Binyamin. So therefore, it's about restraining, self-control, and moral restraint. And that was also used in a temple to stop Kohanim from bleeding. And so that is the 12 stones. And I want to just end with, we did all of them almost, but I want to end with, in text number 13, that you see that the stones have, this is so interesting, because today, just like Marco said, stones need to be cleansed. And there's different ways that they talk about it in gemology books, how to cleanse them, put them out in the sunlight, put them out in the moonlight, rinse them with water, put them next to quartz, all the way. But what I find interesting is that Rabbeinu Bachia says that because the stone has such a spiritual level, connected and channeled the higher forces that is drawn by this stone, therefore it cleaves only to purity and distances itself from impurity, and that's why it needs to be cleansed. He says it, Rabbeinu Bachia, in the Middle Ages.
But just to have in mind that when you're bringing, when you're cleansing it, that you're asking Hashem bring His power into it. It's very important to the content.
Yes,
when you're,
and that makes it pure. That makes it a pure cleansing.
Yeah, it's a very.
So
that's why people can worship stones.
So we just said, you put it in the sun, you put it in the moon, you put it with water, you put it with a lot of flowers. And now I want to just end and thank you all for coming. I had a really good time with you. And just to know that the purification that these stones need is also to use them in purity, just like Marcus said. Remember, there are only channels for Hashem's light. That's what keeps them pure. If you use them in other ways and you attribute independent powers to them, that makes them impure and they don't even work. So thank you very much, and thank you for looking at the book and maybe even buying some. And it's 100% tzedakah for the school, for Midreshet Be'erochat Ein, in mystic Torah for women in the land. This year we're celebrating 30 years on the land. Wow. And so please, and I thank you, Judy. I don't know. I thank you very much for inviting me, and I always have such a good time here.
Very happy. I'm very grateful.
And so I'm sorry if
the books are for sale in the back. You're welcome to.
It's 100% master money. There's no one at profit. That only goes to.
Also, I just want to remind everybody, you do pay 20 shekels to the class. Okay.
We just give out. You can have copy of it. You can see if someone leaves it on the table. Okay. Thank you. Oh, we should turn this off, no? Okay. Martha, you know how to turn this off? Oh, I forgot to. Like the turquoise, and onyx, and there's a little bit of. Here is another sapphire.